Hey folks, my name is Chris at Hauseit, based here in our headquarters in Miami, Florida. Today's another beautiful day. We're going to talk about another interesting topic on the minds of our clients and friends. And that is when you're buying a property in Miami, how can you verify property taxes in Miami? Well, it's actually very simple. So, of course, you can uh, take a look at what's listed on various third-party websites such as Zillow, Realtor.com, an agent's website, perhaps. And the agents are supposed to distribute such information as annual property taxes. The rules, the MLS rules regarding what that number should be will vary based on region. For example, in New York, they'll want to see the full taxes without the impact of any abatements that owner might have to make it more reasonable, because not everyone might be able to have certain tax abatements. So of course you can rely on that, or like we always say here, trust but verify. So you see a listing, let's say you see it on Zillow, and many of these third-party sites will index what the property taxes are, and sometimes they're correct, sometimes there may be errors. So again, always verify yourself, and you can easily do that by simply searching for Miami property search. And you can do the equivalent of this for pretty much any county or city you're in. You're going to find some equivalent, county appraiser's office website or some similar office where you can see the property taxes. In New York City, for example, it's the Department of Finance website. Miami-Dade, you're going to see the Miami-Dade County Property Appraiser's website. So you take a look at there, you enter the property address, you search, and then you're going to find a ton of information about the property in question. So, property taxes. You can actually see the actual property tax bill for a specific property. You go to this property appraiser's website, you search for the address, and then you can, you click on the part for property taxes, and you'll see whether the property taxes have been paid or not, whether there's a tax lien out there. For example, maybe they haven't paid and it's been sold as a tax lien. You can see how much the owner is behind on taxes if they are. And if they have paid in full, you can see when they paid it. And you can see obviously what the amount of the taxes are and what the amounts actually were in prior years. And very interesting as well, you can see if you're far enough in the year, you can see what's called a trim notice. So that's a separate link you'll see on the main properties page. And a trim notice essentially tells you what the anticipated property taxes might be, depending on whether the next year budget is approved or not. And oftentimes the unapproved one is lower, and they always try to go for a little bit higher for the approved budget. So you can see what it might be for the coming year as well, which is very important if you're a prospective buyer, because perhaps the taxes were a bit lower in prior years. Now, another thing to keep in mind that's very important is when you see those actual property taxes, that page will also show you whether the current owner has any sort of tax credits or abatements in place. And if they do, and you're unable to get those abatements, then that historical property tax figure may not be very relevant for you. For example, in Miami-Dade, there's such a thing as the homestead exemption, which we'll talk about in another video. It essentially caps property taxes going forward at a certain percentage rate increase in future years. Great one to look into, which again we'll talk about in another video. Please take a look for it. However, if the seller or the current owner is able to have that and you are not, for whatever reason, perhaps because it's an investment property or whatnot, then again, that tax rate that they paid may not be relevant for you. So remember to do your own due diligence. If you do see something out there, make sure you remove the amount of that abatement, so you'll see what it is without the abatement. And that's pretty much it. Trust but verify. We hope you found this video helpful. Again, my name is Chris at Hauseit, based here in Miami, Florida. We cover New York and Florida. In New York, we cover New York City, Hudson Valley, and Long Island. In Southeast Florida, we cover Miami-Dade County, Broward County, Palm Beach County, St. Martin, and Lucie counties. We can help you save 6% with our agent-assisted FSBO service or our 1% full service listing service if you want a bit more help. And of course, if you're buying through our Hauseit buyer closing credit program, we give you 2/3 of the buyer agent commission, which can be 2% or more. In many cases here in Florida, because many of these new construction units, for example, the Masoni Baya here in Edgewater, will offer 7% to buyer's agents. So 2/3 of that to you is certainly more than your typical 2%. So anyway, we hope you found this video helpful. Drop a comment below if you have any questions. We'll get back to you. Hit like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And send us an email if you have any questions. team@hauseit.com. That's HAUSEIT.com. And I'll see you on the next one.